Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Cup of Ray, brought to you by 320 Solar. Cup of Ray is powered by 320 Solar, my new sponsor for Cup of Ray on Sunday mornings. It's game day. Are we ready? I know someone who is ready. He's waiting in a lobby. I'm going to bring him on right now. Of course, you know this guy, Mr. Rick Hughes from the Cheap Seats. Rick's got his first show on tonight. Rick,
yes,
how are you?
Are you ready? I'm pumped. I'm excited. I am so ready to go.
You and I were talking about this, and I know you got to get out of here because, being part of this, you told me you're going on at 10 o'clock on what?
On Jacob Charnow's
podcast.
Or yes.
Radio.
Yes.
Which, well, people don't realize that some of the things associated we do here at the Bucks Report is not only when we get the great guests that we have coming on here with us and giving us that great inside information, we also commit ourselves to go out there and make ourselves available. It's the quid pro quo of the business. So I know I only got you for a few minutes. So tell me, Rick, I want to get this out of the way. I know we're going to talk to you on our pregame special. Again, brought to you down here at the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol, or as most of you saw the commercial this week, the shops at Isla del Sol. I know you pointed out last night, JPP can't be a breakout star because he's had a lot of success. You came with someone else. Who do you think's your breakout star for today's game?
Well, I'm going to call Cam Brate a breakout star because even though he's been in the league for a long time, he hasn't been a star. He hasn't been the guy. And I think he's going to catch a couple touchdown passes today. I think Cam Brate's going to have more touchdown passes than anyone else on the Buccaneers this year.
It works right back to that story that I wrote when Cam Brate was telling us, and we got that great quote from Cam back in camp, early in camp. Or actually, it was when they were still over at Berkeley Prep there in Tampa before camp, and everybody remembers how people tried to make that an issue with Tom gathering up the crew.
They're all going to die.
Blowing the horn and bringing the crew, right? Or bringing Gronk. But Cam Brate talked about the fact that he was teaching, at that point, he was teaching Tom Brady the offense, and then he said but he was sure by season, and of course we've heard this now come to fruition, by the season it'd be Tom Brady showing everyone his nuances and intricacies. That seems to be the deal. Is there anything else about today's game with Tom Brady and his offense that you look for, maybe a spark? Because I got something for you real quick, but I want to hear what you got to say first.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is this. Imagine, the way that I look at it is this. Their weakness, the New Orleans Saints' weakness is linebackers. I think Mike Evans, the injury, not injury, how injured is he? It was doubtful, then he was questionable, and now it's likely that he's going to play. Right. Having said all of that, I don't think he's going to get a ton of work today. I don't think you're going to see Mike Evans all over the place. I think you're going to see the running backs and the tight ends they're going to go off. I think that's what's going to happen. And this is not going to be the offense that you've seen. You're not going to have, a 500-yard game out of Tom Brady. Watch, I say that and watch what happens.
I was telling you about that game, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go.
I was telling you about at 5 o'clock this morning. Of course, I did it last night before I went to bed. And wasn't it hard going? Wasn't it like the night before Christmas for all of us, especially here at the Bucks Report? Because we were talking about that in our chat. And I was going to sleep, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be up at as it ended up, I turned over and I looked at the clock, and it was 2:32. And I'm like, no, go back to sleep. But the minute you think to yourself, it's game day, go back to sleep, you're not going to go back to sleep.
Yeah, I woke up an hour and a half before my alarm. I woke up an hour and a half before my alarm, and it was like, yeah, okay, I'm up.
Yeah, it was even at the end of today. And don't forget, because people were telling me, I got down here to the Deck Bar and Grill because we have a little something in the Gulf of Mexico called Sally, Tropical Storm Sally, right? And but to me, it takes 1974. I was 5 years old. My family used to camp just down the road here at Fort DeSoto, and we used to go every weekend. My uncle was a Korean War veteran. He was just the best camper in the world. God bless my Uncle Sonny and my Aunt Mary and Uncle Sonny. And we packed into Fort DeSoto on a Friday night and got the tents set up and had the Coleman tents and the grills, and we're out collecting the fiddler crabs. The weather was just like this, and of course back then they didn't have the Weather Channel and they couldn't track storms the way they do now. And the storm turned and came back toward us, and we had to evacuate in the middle of the night. And this was our idea. This was the Kennedy family idea of hard taking it hard code camping. We had to pick up the color TV, which my grandmother had at the time, and they had it plugged in. They'd run an extension cord, and of course back then everything was antenna. For those kids out there that say there's 69 channels and nothing on, you don't know what life is about. It was 4 channels, and it was wrestling on Saturday nights while we were all wrestling, Gordon Solie fans. And then you go over and watch Hee Haw, and Lawrence Welk was your Sunday night jive. So anyway, you got a few more minutes, but I was going to tell you my breakout star making his first trip back to the Louisiana Superdome, Mr. Leonard Fournette. Okay, and let me tell you about this kid. He came. They said I think it was 16 yards. His high school team, because they play the state championship there in what was the Louisiana.
And now for our English speaking friends,
and this is actually just Coke this morning. Cedric, general manager here, this will set me up with. But they came within 16 yards of his team when he played for the Purple Knights, I believe they were, the team right there, because Leonard Fournette grew up in the 7th Ward there in New Orleans. Yep. And they came within 16 yards of qualifying for, I think it was 31-28 or 34. They came very short of qualifying for those state championships. And, of course, they would have played in the Louisiana Superdome, which is now the Mercedes-Benz Dome Part 2. And even with him, when he went to LSU played in Baton Rouge. They have never actually played in that stadium. And then his 2 years in the NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't go back there, but then the Saints did go to Jacksonville to play the Saints or to play the Jaguars. So this is Leonard Fournette's homecoming today. And I like the quote that Bruce Arians had. He was just talking, coaches and quotes, and he said something like, well, he's probably going to save a lot of money on tickets because, it's like over here. And I was just telling people in my pregame show that I do have a friend that works for the Buccaneers, and he works part of the game day crew, part of the stadium crew there, and they'll be at the game next week. Not all the entire crew, but they will have a limited crew in there, and they're training them for the social distancing and for the safe practices for a safe game day experience for COVID-19 as we continue to move through and forward through this football season. Of course, I'll remind everybody that come on out here to the Deck Bar and Grill. The food's fantastic. The drinks are cool. And even today, we got this little bit of just some squall lines coming through and stuff like that. But this is what part of being in Florida and being out here on the beach is all about.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm in Atlanta, and man, I wish I was down there with you guys. That chat that you were just talking about, that the little private chat, the Bucks Report staff. Everybody talks about the wings and the burgers at the Deck, and that private talk has nothing to do with going public. It's not just talking sponsor. That's just factual what everybody is saying behind the scenes that makes me just sit there and go, oh man.
I have a testimonial. I had the burger, and not only are the burgers good, they serve it on square plates, which, by the way, the moment when you get to a restaurant and you get to a restaurant and they're serving food on square plates, that right there is that's automatically, I'm like, okay. And that burger, but then fries, those French fries, and then Peter Blake will attest to those tater tots. So I don't want to just talk food the entire time. I know you're going to have to be getting out of here.
I can come back. I'll just hop out for a few minutes. That's what I'll do. I'm going to hop out for a few minutes. Okay. I'll come back in just a little bit.
Take your time, because like I was saying, we have commitments we have to take care of. Mr. Ray, thanks for joining me here to open.
You got it. I'll be back shortly.
All right, brother. See you then.
All right.
So anyway, like I was telling everybody earlier, today's comment day, I said this on the other show, or on the pre-check, sound check, if you will, and I said, I want to see your predictions for not only today's final score, but if you want to do season predictions, tell me who your breakout star of the game might be. Tell me who you expect to have a big game. At this point, the way this offseason has come, right, the way this offseason has gone, there's so many choices to choose from. And let me go ahead and read some of the comments here on Facebook. Put my old man glasses on real quick. I just want to read a couple of the comments. Misador says LFG. Taylor Allen says, good morning, guys. Good morning. Jason Dahl says, Buck morning. God, Buck morning. I love it. Spud Griffin says, go Bucks. Ryan Allen says, yak, yards after catch. Love that. Keith Robbins says, good morning, Ray. Good morning, Keith. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Again, don't forget, Cup of Ray is now powered by 320 Solar. I'm going to keep saying that. I've never had a sponsor. I mean, no, never had a sponsor. So I'm going to go ahead and keep saying it. I won't say it too much, but I want to make sure I'm just so proud that I'm actually powered by, not only sponsored and powered by such a great company, such an involved in a community company, but powered and sponsored by a cause that I can truly believe in, and that is solar power. We're going to get into that. I'm going to cover that, but this morning it's game day. It's opening game day. You may see some little drips of water coming in here and there. Just some of the stuff coming off the awning out here. It's fantastic out here. Let me tell you something. Mr. Cedric opened up my the blinds here so I could make sure I was connected, and that's why I was having some issues getting on here a little early. I was supposed to go at 9 o'clock this morning. But the minute he opens that up, and he has only one other door open in there, and there is just the most beautiful breeze. And I had initially set up on the front side where the wind is actually really kind of coming around here. But you talk about anyone that's grown up in and around water, especially the Tampa Bay area, and we're used to this kind of weather in September because we know hurricane season runs through November. Being down here, and we're not even talking about inside where you can just get cozy and comfortable. And we get a TV covering just about every square inch, which you'll be able to come down here and watch the NFL all day today. And of course, your Bucks versus the Saints at 4:25. The entire Bucks Report crew is going to be down here as well. This is our new game day home, and it's great to have a home. And that's where we're going to see us every game day for pregame, halftime, and postgame. So make sure you're tuning in. Got a couple. Oh, Christopher Cole, tater tots. Christopher, you're going to make it. And you're going to have some of those tater tots. I know it. So that's awesome. So Keith Robbins got a prediction. And I think Keith, 35-21 Bucks. I like it. And you know something I checked out today too? I was looking at all the Pro Bowlers the Buccaneers have on not only on offense, but just the team. And you talk about the fact that the Pro Bowlers, of course, just with the 14 Pro Bowls for Tom Brady, Gronkowski's got, I think, 5. I was just counting them off this morning, but I was surprised because even with the success that Ryan Suckup had there, not only with the Kansas City Chiefs, but then again with the Tennessee Titans, and now taking over, of course, those kicking duties for the Buccaneers in 2020, I was completely shocked that he's yet to have been made to a Pro Bowl. I would not be surprised or shocked if we don't see Ryan Suckup make the Pro Bowl in 2020. Because of course, I was telling Rick about that. I got up this morning at 5:00 game because, again, the Buccaneers just undefeated offseason. They got to lean in now today and get it going. They still have to work. They still have to make that work. But I was watching the NFL Network again this morning at 5 a.m. and it was the replay of the Saints or the Patriots at New Orleans game from 2017, I believe it was. And Tom Brady had 300 yards in the first half. Right? Which is no surprise because Tom had big games, especially with the Patriots and especially when they had a little bit better of an offensive line and 3 years ago when they had some more tools for him to work with. But he had 300 yards in the first half, but I loved that it was third down. No, it was third down and 6 or third down and 9 from like the 20-yard line. 16 seconds left. So no timeouts. They run a quick play. Tom ends up pulling the ball down, scrambling up the middle. I think he got it to the side that Gostkowski wanted. Anyway, again, 16 seconds at the snap of the ball with no timeouts. Tom gets tackled in bounds. It's a running clock. Offense off the field, special teams out. They called it, I think, what Tony Romo referred to it as was Mayday, right? The Mayday, get the special teams out on the field. They get out there, and Gostkowski, easy for me to say again. Anyway, he makes the kick as time literally expires off the clock. We can go back and we can have this debate because we're going to find out this year, right? And even though, because it's things happen to, situations to different teams, schedules, NFC, AFC, and people have been comparing all off season now that Tom and Bill are separated and Bill's got the Patriots and no one's ever going to argue that Bill Belichick is up there, if not the greatest coach of all time. Put him up there with your Vince Lombardi. Put him up there with your Knute Rockne from Notre Dame, or put him up there with just some of your best coach. Let's go back and let's say with a Bill Walsh. Or let's just go look at the tree. Tony Dungy. I almost forgot about our GOAT. Anyway, to go ahead and put it mildly, when I talked about that Mayday with the players, special teams getting out onto the field and making that kick as time expired, again, the third down initially ran with 16 seconds with no timeouts. That is the attention to detail that not only the players actually do because of having Bill Belichick for a coach, but more importantly, and this is what Buck fans are relying on in 2020. 2020, it's opening day. I can't believe it. I'm actually literally giddy. We're relying on the other 52 active players on that roster because they know they got Tom Brady quarterback, because they know they're prepared, because they know they got no risk it, no biscuit, and they've got Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich, and they've got Todd Bowles on the defensive side, and they know that they have a chance every game. Now, I know I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I'll say my prediction for later in case there's a couple of you that haven't seen me. What some have accused me of is putting my foot in my mouth. Not really, but, we're all being optimistic. Maybe some of us are a little overly optimistic. But my point for being overly optimistic is, and I'm not putting any of these players down, any of them, because, Buccaneers year into year out. But whether it was the years where we had Eric Rett, which is just a Hall of Famer at the University of Florida. He's in the University of Florida Gator Hall of Fame. Eric Rett at running back, or Lars Tate, or James Wilder, or Ricky Bell. Who else have we had? Warwick Dunn, Mike Allstott. I'd be remiss not to mention these. Can I say the muscle hamster? Is that politically correct? I think it is. I know he doesn't like it, but Doug Martin. Whether it was Craig Erickson, which I know I've expressed to you guys many times, one of my favorite players of all time. Casey Weldon, Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer, Vinny Testaverde, Mike Ray 110 years ago, Steve Spurrier for like a cup of coffee. Had to throw in a coffee reference. Again, Cup of Ray powered by 320 Solar. Contact the people at 320 Solar. Any questions at all? They say, if you have anything you want to ask about, I call it energy independence. But get yourself off the electric grid. Don't be relying on the raising rates to pay for different types of facilities and maintenance the electric and power companies will charge you. Get your energy independence. Reach out to the people, to find people at 320 Solar for any questions and information you may want to have. But Peter Blake and I were over at Sam Ash yesterday for 2 hours and basically asked so many questions of Ian and Chris and Ian over at Sam Ash. And I'll tell you what, if you're in the Bay Area, and I know Sam Ash isn't just here in the Bay Area, but you talk about people that'll sit down. I was having trouble connecting what I'll have hooked up later on. I have the soundboard. We got another soundboard here. Peter got one, and it hooks up to my PC, but I wasn't able to get the driver downloaded. And Ian sat there, and I was waiting for the apprehension, like, oh, okay. No, break out the PC. He's right in there. He's looking at everything. We're figuring out the reason why Windows 10 is having a problem downloading that driver for our new soundboard. But just the people at Sam Ash, again, thank you so much. But talking about Peter and I doing our research, asking questions, because you get the answers, but more importantly, when it comes time to make the decisions, you're making informed decisions. And that's why reach out and ask anybody over at 320 Solar. If you have any questions, then they will be more than happy to fill you in on them. I know I'm going to be asking some. I'm going to get back to some of your comments before I continue to go off on a diatribe here. Let me find out where I can get back to. And I love it. I'm getting some comments today. I love it. You know what? You guys are excited about opening day too. I know it. I'm like, I asked someone earlier in the Bucks Report chat, I said, what's the big game at 1 o'clock? And you know what? I don't care. I mean, it'll be on down here at the deck, and we'll be setting up for our pregame show. Peter and I and Joshua Cole Allen and Schwegs, Philip Schwegler, Blake Anthony, we're all going to be down here, but we're trying to figure out what time we're going to go live. And it was like, you know what? Earlier the better. And not that we're trying to step on the 1 o'clock game's toes, not that we're trying to figure, but we're so excited, but we want to hear about you all and your excitement. And that's what this day is all about, opening day. And I know they put all the bunting up for opening day in baseball. And this year, of course, with COVID-19, it was kind of different. They've got the 60-game stretch, which, by the way, those Tampa Bay Rays are in first place. The Lightning play again today. It's game 4, right? They're up 2-1 in the Eastern Conference Finals against those New York Islanders. And the Rays play today. And then so you have your Buccaneers and Saints at 4:25. But we're just so excited. But my point is that opening day, I remember going over to the stadium back in the day. I'm going to get your comments in 1 second. I apologize for that. But, I wanted to get this thought out there. We used to go over to Pep and Root Stadium over at the University of Tampa, or we used to go see the Bucs train. And I remember when they initially went over to the Milk House over there at Disney. And, we'd see your line, you'd see your Paul Gruber, or you'd see your Ron Hall, or players that were, I'm not going to these guys because they were wearing the orange, and you'd get a glimpse of them. But back then we had our local television coverage, but we didn't have all the networks and all the commitments, and all, especially this year with Tom Brady and their quarterback, and all of it. It seems like there were so many eyes on the Buccaneers. So when we go over to the Big Sombrero opening day, 1 o'clock game, because again, I know we talked about the fact that the Buccaneers always played at 1 o'clock. Not always, but 95% of the time. But when they came marching out, and we call them the creamsicle uniforms, but that's the reason why when they came running out, and for this young man, these are the sweetest eyes. This is the sweetest thing these eyes had ever seen. Coming out with the Bucko Bruce on the side, and the helmets are so polished, and the clothes are so white. It's the only time you'd ever see Ricky Bell in a clean uniform was before the game, because Lord knows by the end of the game, that young man would just be covered from head to foot with just mud and dirt. And of course, how many times, just like right now with the weather we have with Tropical Storm Sally moving out in the Gulf away from us here at Florida. And again, I'm going to throw my thoughts and prayers out to the people that may be affected in Mississippi and Louisiana, because it looks like this thing's going to move west-northwest and kind of move up into that area. There is potential for it to develop a little bit more, to get it or strengthen. So, I don't want to rub it in with the fine people of New Orleans. I hope you all are safe, and definitely take into account if anything you have to do in regards to this storm. But that's not going to be the only tropical depression that Tampa Bay's sending their way this weekend. Okay, I just want to get that out. That was terrible. Let me go back to my comments now. So got some good comments going on in here. So Oh man, here you go. Lou Allen Charlie says I couldn't go to sleep. Go Bucks. And why would you, right? This way you figure at the end of the day, you get done, you watch the Bucks Report post-game show that we'll have here from the deck. Then you get a chance to watch Mr. Rick Hughes in the debut of from the cheap seats, and then you can just lay down exhausted and enjoy your sleep, the sweet dreams of that Buccaneer victory today in New Orleans. Am I supposed to talk like that? I'm partial. So what? Christopher Cole has another comment. It says, Christopher, we already got that one. Tater tots. I love this one right here. Jorge Renta says, go Bucks. Mr. Paul Riley says, Sunday fun day. Go Bucks. 31-28. Okay. 31-28. Sounds like they win by a Ryan Succop field goal. There I go again. Ryan Succop. I want to talk about this. Would it be a surprise to see him in the Pro Bowl? He's going to be in field goal position. He's going to I look for Ryan Succop to be one of the top scoring kickers in the NFL this year. I just say because he's going to get so many opportunities. If for some reason the offensive drives do stall in the opponents, with inside the 30, 35, they're going to send Succop in that special teams unit out there. I'm honestly glad to say, and don't guys, there's going to be a missed field goal. I'm just going to say maybe not, but I'm just going to say it happens. Okay, take it from someone who used to go out there and boot the biscuit every now and then, mostly for kickoffs because I was very heavy and I could put my weight into it. Todd Wright remembers me because Todd Wright, who many of you guys know from ESPN Radio, and of course Todd Wright has those great golf tournaments. And I just saw him post today. He's out in a golf tournament there, I think in Utah. But him and I played on the same team with the Seminole Warhawks, and Coach would just send one of us. We were the two kickers, so it came down to just one of us would get sent out. So when it came time to kick the ball off, Todd Wright and I were always right there, ready with the helmet, because we were hoping Coach would send us out there to kick that ball. But Ryan Succop, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is that there's going to be a time where there's a block or a defender's going to get through, or maybe it's a bad snap, maybe it's inclement weather, whatever. But there's going to be a time maybe the biscuit doesn't go straight through the uprights. But more often than not, what I've seen with Ryan Succop in his illustrious career, and I say illustrious because he got to a big contract with initially those Kansas City Chiefs. He broke Jan Stenerud, which I think most of you, at least of those of you out there that are old school like me, you know who Jan Stenerud was for the Kansas City Chiefs. He got a big contract with KC. He ended up not living out that full contract, goes to Tennessee, kicks great for a year, then ends up getting a huge contract with Tennessee, but he suffers the injury. Tennessee goes another route with their kicker, which makes Ryan Succop available for the Bucs to bring in here. He's a solid kicker, and if you get him inside the 30-yard line, he's going to put it right through the uprights. So look for him to have a big scoring year for the Buccaneers. I wanted to go ahead and make an announcement. Oh, you guys are going to love this. Wait till you guys see this. Down here at the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol, again, the shops at Isla del Sol, they do have the NFL ticket. They have the NFL ticket, which again, they'll have all your games on today, but most importantly, they'll have that 425 game between the New Orleans Saints and those Tampa Bay Buccaneers, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, no, I just read the tailgate special. Okay, tailgate special, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead. I know we're all hungry. Christopher Cole, I already talked about those tater tots. A rib basket. They got a rib basket on their tailgate special down here today, only $8.99. They've got 10, 20, and 50 wings with 10 sauces. They've got Bud and Bud Light buckets for only $14, 5 beers per bucket. You do the math. It's a great deal. They've got halftime. We're going to have halftime raffle with Buck swag. And let me tell you something. They got some swag down here, and it's fantastic. Mr. Cedric just showed me something. He's got a bunch of stuff lined up here. We're going to have that all season. We're going to have the halftime drawings. We're going to have the tailgate specials, $3 Bloody Marys, which I had my first Bloody Mary 2 weeks ago, and Daddy liked. Of course, I had a little bit of a hangover. I won't, for the kids out there, a hangover basically means I was working hard yesterday, but that was my first Bloody Mary, and I loved it. Also, win a Silverado Chevy. You're going to have so we're going to do that throughout the entire season and have a drawing at the end? Right. Right. Oh my gosh. Yes. So basically, yes, Cedric was just telling me that we're going to give away one key at each game this season, for each game, and at the end of the season, we're going to do one of those to see which key fits. I love that. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Cedric, and thank you again for my Coke beverage out here today. Not only, you want to talk about the service they have down here at the deck. He brought me a Coke. I loved it. I was drinking it. It didn't look right to him. It was right, but he said, let me get you another one just because I want to make sure it's right. I love that kind of attention to detail, and that's what you get down here. Let's get back to I left a comment up there. Mr. Paul Riley says, Sunday fun day again with the Bucs going 31-28. Let's get down here a little bit. I see Margaret Shashansky Flesh just says, go Brady Bucks. The Brady Bucks. You guys did not tune in to hear me sing, I know, so I won't. Jonathan Caphart says, "What's up? I'm ready for football. Let's go Buccaneers. It's the year for us." And I'm glad you said that, Jonathan, because here's the thing I was alluding to when I was mentioning all the running backs and the quarterbacks and, the different things we've had going, over the years. I mean, you talk about opening day, and everybody, fans of all 32 teams, are supposed to be enthusiastic. If you're the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow and a rookie starting at quarterback, you look in camp at the short screen passes he's throwing, and you're looking for what Zach Taylor is going to be able to do with him and those Bengals. It's a hard division for them to play in with the Steelers. But then you look at a team like Dallas Cowboys. I started started doing the math with the changes that Joe Judge has with those New York Giants and Saquon and the kind of season he should have. And then oh my goodness, the football club that plays in Washington, the red colored team. That's what I was going to say is they have the red, or it's actually more like anyway. Now that they've moved on and I look for the players there to be playing inspired football. And it's not only just because of the offseason they've had and what's going on with Ron Rivera, and of course, he's going through those treatments for that selenoma. Anyway, the skin cancer he's going through. I'm not exactly. I'm touching my arm. I don't know if it's on his arm, but you can imagine having played a great, lustrous career with those or the Chicago Bears, and now coaching in Carolina, and now with Washington. I look for those players to be pumped up. Of course, they got Chase Young, right, from Ohio State. So look for that pressure to come from that defensive line for those Redskins. God, I did it again for the football club. It's not like I'm being politically incorrect because I'm stuck on it. I've seen it happen all over TV. But every fan of every team is supposed to be pumped up on opening day. I get that. Nice thing we talked about here at the Bucs Report. Did it on a couple of weeks ago on a show we had, and it was just that Bucs fans, we've always started that first week off going into camp. We always start off with the enthusiasm. Why is this team not going to have success? Why is this team not going to be able to, run the ball, pass the ball, stop teams from playing? Why, even after going back, just everything, just why we always, and of course, when the Buccaneers were finishing in the bottom 5 of those power rankings, you're still trying to figure, I'm still coming up, and it's not, and maybe it's the reason why Buccaneer fans are the smartest in the NFL. That's right. I said it. We're the smartest in the National Football League. And you know why? Because for so many years, we're so enthusiastic. Opening, God, I'm just being too overly enthusiastic. Let me get a sip of Coke real quick just to be sure. Because on opening day, but not just opening day, before opening day, because there was a time when we had to make an excuse why going into 1978, the 0-26 Buccaneers were going to win. After 79, we didn't have to make that for a few years. And then all of a sudden we did. Doug Williams goes away. We don't have anything going on. The success is very minimal over that next 15 years, 17 years, 15 years. Then we have Tony Dungy. And Tony Dungy comes in. He starts building that defense. But more importantly, he gets the team to start believing. And I skipped over a couple there. Let me go back again, mention Coach Sam Wyche. Because Coach Sam, what he had done, again, coming from that Bill Walsh tree there in San Francisco, having played quarterback himself, but then he goes to New Orleans, takes them within an Iggy shuffle of winning the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos, was it? No, they're an AFC team as well. Did the San Francisco 49ers beat? I'll have to go back and check. Oh my gosh, the food is starting to smell good here. They're starting to get all the kitchen's getting started. They've had a pre-cook here. He's been getting some things ready. Probably those rib baskets that I'm probably going to have to be eating here in a little while. Bucs fans are the smartest in the National Football League because so many years we come into the season and people tell us why we can't have that success, why we're not going to win these games, why the division's impossible to win. And we still have to show up and play those games. No one says it's been handed to us, although, again, undefeated offseason. But now we go into a season, and it's not just Tom Brady. It's not just Gronkowski. It's not just the success we're hoping to see now from an O.J. Howard learning from a Gronkowski. It's not the success we're looking to see here now with a recommitted Rojo, right? Ronald Jones II, with Leonard Fournette. Oh, yeah, and Shady McCoy. And then also with your Scotty Millers and with the offensive line and Tristan Wirfs at right tackle, that rookie, and Donovan Smith doesn't opt out but ends up playing. So we've got basically the offensive line intact from last year. Of course, Dotson gets replaced by Wirfs over on the right side. Look for the Saints today. Of course, we're going to be breaking this down. I wanted to try to keep the pregame a little bit, the Cup of Ray early show a little bit light, but I'm going to stay on here a little longer if you guys don't mind. I'm going to get all your comments in here. But basically, look for the Saints to apply that pressure. Okay, we go back to last year. And you can have that debate about Jameis held on to the ball. Of course, we'll see Jameis again today because he's in New Orleans. And you kind of wonder if Sean Payton's going to have a package for him. Because just the same way that, and I guess we'll have to see how the game goes, right? Hopefully we see Jameis play because the Saints are just incredibly down, and it's almost like a mercy game late in the third quarter, which I don't see Byron Leftwich or Todd Bowles or, more importantly, Bruce Arians. And I've never known Tom Brady to give mercy, but maybe it's so late in the game and the Bucs are up by so much that they put a Jameis in there so he can pitch the Saints biscuit a little bit. Who knows? But look for the Saints to try to apply that pressure because we saw it last year with the Saints. And, of course, the offseason and the draft that the Carolina Panthers had and their new coach Rule. But, and the Atlanta Falcons, they really added some depth at the defensive side and then putting that rush on. And that kind of it's weird because that's how the NFC South is going, right? You got Brian, you got Ryan in Atlanta. Of course, you have Teddy Bridgewater in Carolina. Of course, you have Drew Brees again there in New Orleans. And of course, yours truly, not me truly, but yours truly with Buccaneers quarterback number 12 under center, TB12 TB. But not only are these teams having the best passing in the entire NFL, well, they are, but that's why you start seeing on the defensive side of the ball, it's all about that pressure. Thing about it for the Bucs pressure is, wait a minute, there was a point I wanted to make. Oh, yeah. Led the NFL in sacks last year, 19.5, Shaq Barrett. So you got Shaq, but now guess what? Guess who's healthy from week 1? JPP. And that's why I like JPP today, and it's only because you have to pick your poison. And at some point, the Saints are going to go, all right, we got Devin White just moving around like a madman. Oh, don't forget about Levante, who's going to get that respect in 2020. And it's not just because Luke Kuechly retired, but I mean, also, I think he was getting that respect coming on last year, as you're going to see this defense continue to. We're so fortunate at the moment to have both that leadership, and Bucs are so used to seeing that leadership at the defense. Because even when it was Warren Sapp on the front side, and Warren was creating that havoc for the defense, it was Derek Brooks down the center, right? And Shelton Quarles. But then those two in the center made it easier for the Johnny Lynches and the Rondé Barbers in the backside to have all that success. I've always said a great front side makes up for a weak backside. Okay, I'm just kidding. Let me get back to some of your comments real quick here, and then I'll continue to go off in here. But let's see here. I want to make sure I get some other comments. So Keith Robbins says he's most likely now. He won't play as much, but I don't believe we need 100%. Okay, obviously talking about Mike Evans, I get that because this is the conflict I had with that all week, Keith. He wants to be dressed on the sidelines, all right? He could take a flyer and wear some nice clothes and show up on a sideline. But with Tom Brady, it's the first game with Tom Brady there in New Orleans. He wants to be out there. He's looking for him to get out there and run at least a couple of plays. Anyway, sorry, guys. We're going to have to make sure we turn that down just a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Anyway, that's not me. So, yeah, look for that. So let's see. I can do the arrow down, I think someone was telling me this week. No, it doesn't work. Not my computer. Mike Stover says, I'm ready. Hey, Cedric, could you turn this down a little bit right here? Thank you. Thank you. Mike Stover says, I'm ready to lose my... Yeah, I was thinking about that today. By the way, today I still have, like, you guys think, oh, that Ray's got some voice issues. Because I do get a little... Sometime now and then I'll hit a pitch. And the thing about it is I go back, and it was that playoff game, the last game in the Big Sombrero against the Lions. The Bucs, was it 10-6? But who hasn't been to a Bucs game? If you didn't lose your voice, if you don't lose your voice on Buccaneer game day, whether you're at the stadium or not, you're just not doing it right. That was one where I remember that game. I couldn't talk for like maybe 3 or 4 days afterwards. But anyway, Jonathan Kephardt's got a comment here. He says, "Do you think the Gronk will get a touchdown? If so, how many do you think he'll get?" That was a great point. I think that's what Mr. Rick Hughes is alluding to when he talks about Cameron Brate having that success today. Now, I really do want to see O.J. Howard have that breakout success. But O.J. being the young buck of the entire, the tight end core, if you will, I'd like to see him kind of earn his stripes with more pass blocking. Because again, I go back and I went back and I was trying to figure out over the last couple of seasons why we weren't seeing that player that won the MVP in college for Alabama in that bowl championship game, why we weren't seeing OJ getting aggressive. And was it he lost in the offense, or was it because Jameis wasn't finding him, or what have you? But now we have Gronkowski, who's not only arguably a pair of the best hands for a tight end in the NFL, but he's a monster blocker. And Cam Brate does not mind mixing it up. So now when you go to a tight end jumbo heavy or a 12 personnel, gosh, I love the sound of that. I want to see OJ kind of earning his stripes, but I would not be. What Tom's going to do is he's going to find the open tight end at any time, right? And again, with the Saints are going to be running that pressure, right? Because how else are you going to stop these Buccaneers? Where you're going to run play actions, you're going to run trap plays, you're going to run delays, and the Bucs have that talent now. And then, guess what? If you guys decide you're going to commit to the run and put 8 in the box, or continue to put a pressure on us, then we'll get you in. We'll let you in on like a screen pass, or more importantly, a flare out to one of those running backs. One thing I want to see so much today. I want to see, first of all, a Buccaneer victory. But what I love to see Rojo catching a flare pass out of the backfield just to get the confidence, because Leonard Fournette's got a great set of hands, and I look to see a lot of Leonard Fournette today because, again, it's his homecoming game. For those of you that are joining us late, he played there. He grew up in the 7th Ward. He played for the Purple Knights there at high school. He was the number. Did you guys realize that when he came out of high school in 2014 and went to LSU, he was the number 1 recruit in the entire NFL, number 1 overall. LSU got just scored a coup when they got him to go there to Louisiana State University, play for the Tigers. And of course, we got him. It was a coup for us to get him to come here. And I love that story. I'd love to get into a little more that story between how Devin White had something to do with Leonard Fournette coming to the Bucs. So something tells me as the season continues on, if either of these two players or both of them continue to have success that we know they're capable of, I have a feeling we're going to hear more of that story. Wouldn't that be like a nice, warm and fuzzy, like January story before like a playoff game? Playoffs? Go ahead and say it, Buccaneer fans. 2020 playoffs. But wouldn't that be a great story to kind of get it back and to have a backstory about how Leonard Fournette and LSU, and Leonard Fournette was a senior when Devin White was a freshman. But then Devin's here with the Bucs, and then Leonard Fournette gets cut from the Jacksonville Jaguars when they can't force a trade. And then Leonard decides to come here, and that's just going to be that's something great this year. But like I was saying, I'd like to see Rojo get that confidence early on out of the backfield. Sorry, I keep reaching over. I don't know where to put my glasses. So let's get on some more comments here. Mike Stover. Hell yeah, Eric Redd, right? Gosh, Eric Redd, talk about a straight up and down runner. He would just fall forward for 3 to 5 on average, but just always running straight up, hitting the holes, raising those knees, just like they run the drills when you see them run the drills through the ropes, right? Just like that. Jason Dahl again says Brate will get 1. Not sure about Gronk. Spread it out, okay? Because I don't see it happening, but when you put a team of all-stars together like this, probably the most unprecedented offseason in the history of any National Football League team, and I want to save that because Rick and I were talking about that, and I know Rick's going to get back on here shortly. We'll talk about that. North Sports. Hey, Andrew. He says, I love my mornings with a cup of Ray. Appreciate you, brother. Happy game day, Ray. Weather looks the same here in Canada. Oh, yeah? Oh? Eh? I love you, brother. And that's one of the reasons why I love working. I worked in a bowling center here for 13 years growing up, and we used to love our Canadians. Our Canadian folk would come in here and stay for the winters, the deep winters, and just loved just the kindest people. Not all of them. I'm kidding. Jason Dahl says Gronk will be blocking. He's going to be blocking. And there was a pass, and you guys can check this out if you want later on, or if you get a chance to catch that game again. That game I was talking about this morning. That game with when the Patriots visited New Orleans, that Gronk goes in and he goes to catch and he runs not a post pattern, but he runs down and Tom steps up to avoid a rush and throws just the most beautiful backside shoulder pass. Even though Gronk was covered on the front side, Tom throws it backside, but Gronk reaches out to miss it and kind of loses his footing going forward. It's a catch that he makes 99.9% of the time. But then you notice when he gets up, and I'm going to go ahead and say this because I've said it before. He had that huge brace on that left elbow, right? And that's one of the big issues that he's had. And that's why I want to see Gronk. I talk about him being on a pitch count, and I use that, as a reference to the National Football League. All I'm saying is I want to see everybody have a good time all season, but I want to see him spaced out, because one thing you can have with this depth is let everybody build the confidence on all cylinders. And the reason why I love it is, one, it keeps everybody fresh for the next game. But most importantly for me and you guys out there, I'm sure, it keeps the other 31 teams in the football league or the team we play next week. Because, of course, again, today the most important game happens at 4:25 when the Bucs barrel in like Sally into New Orleans there and take on the New Orleans Saints. But then as of 8 o'clock today, the most important game is next week's game. And you continue rotating those players in, the Fournettes, the Rojos, the Shady, the Gronkowski, the Brates, all of them, the Evans with a pass or maybe just a play or two, just to get out there and mix it up a little bit. I just don't want to see Mike put any stress on that hammy, because we've seen it. I'm sure they've gotten hydrated. It's indoors. They're going to be able to control it a little bit more than just being out here in the oppressive, humidity, which today there's like absolutely none. Okay, a little bit because I got the shirt on, but it's so comfortable out here. It's going to be such a great day to be enjoying a game out here at the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol. And if you're in the area, come down and you can have some of those delicious wings and hamburgers that Rick was talking about. He's seen us messaging about. But come out here and we're going to have a full cast and crew here, but that's going to be for every game this entire season. And again, don't forget, they're going to be doing a drawing for that key. One person will win a key for every game this season. At the end of the season, they'll see who starts up that Chevy Silverado, and they're going to be giving that away. Also, there's going to be swag drawings at halftime. And don't forget all those specials, those delicious $3 Bloody Marys and then $14 beer buckets. I'm in. See me at halftime. Catch me outside. Jonathan Kephart says, I want to see Tom Brady running. Hello. The thing is, he's going to Jonathan. You give Tom, you cover everybody. You somehow cover all of these weapons that the Buccaneers now have on offense. That Byron Leftwich he wasn't so much excited about today's game, but he was trying to. I'm sure they scripted a game plan, but I'm sure him and Tom are on the same page. I'm sure they've been on the same page since Tom finally found the right house back in March. Oops. But anyway, I digress. Mike Stover says, Mike, okay, Deck Bar and Grill out here at Isla del Sol. It's on, everyone knows Isla del Sol, but it's on one of the island chains that connects downtown St. Pete over to St. Pete Beach. But if you make the left right here, you go out to Fort DeSoto, or I guess it's my right actually. But yeah, it's the road that runs to Fort DeSoto. So you take this road. Yes, sir, thank you so much. You take this road down here and it ends at the very end at Fort DeSoto. And, of course, you could run across over there to the islands. We usually do on the boats when we go out there in a boat and cut across it. So basically, if I were to cross the street and go on a little hill, which is a golf course here, this is the Isla del Sol golf course that's in back of me here, I could go on a hill and probably see the Skyway Bridge. So we're basically at the southernmost tip of St. Petersburg, but it's the beach. And more importantly, it's the deck. So you're out here and you're social distancing. You get a nice seat, enjoy the game. They got it spaced in here so great. That's one of the things I loved when we first came down here. And we were hoping to make this our home. And, of course, they did. This is our home for all of our games this year, pregame, halftime, and postgame. But came down here in a COVID-19 2020. You want to see a crowd. I mean, who doesn't want to be at 65,000 plus screaming? Make it 72,000. Expand the end zone seats, or bring in whatever they're going to do for Super Bowl 55 here come September or February. But who doesn't want to be in that? We do, right? And we're going to be again, guys. We're hanging in there, but we still have to keep it smart. We still have to keep it safe for 2020. And so come someplace like this where it's literally probably 40%, no, maybe 60%. There's room everywhere outside. Stay distance. You go to the restroom. We get up. Now, you see I'm sitting down here. I'm drinking. I had a little bite. My server comes. For me, again, it's not something you have to do down here, but for me, I put the mask on while I order because I don't need to be throwing moisture particles or droplets at my server because they got a hustle and a family to take care of. And by the same token, they're wearing their mask, and they've got a couple of the servers wear the mask and the shield. It's just great because we're just what we have to do. And, it's funny because even before COVID-19 and stuff like that, even during flu season, but I've always but that's usually because, no, I'm kidding. I am married 20 years. I don't care about that, but it's not bad. I'm just, but come out here and it's socially distanced. So yeah, it's the, Mike, it's the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol. Look it up, go to the Facebook page, check some of it out. And of course, don't miss any of our shows. I'm going to be trying to come down here. I live in Seminole. Got on 275. I made it down here in 18 minutes. Of course, that was at 7:15 this morning. Love the drive. Love the squalls. This is football weather, right? This is Florida football weather. You go back to even before the Bucs were here in '76, and Cedric, the general manager here, and I were talking about this. It was the Miami Dolphins, and who didn't remember the Mud Bowls with Bob Greasy and Larry Zonka and Mercury Morris and watching Nick Bonacani and the Dolphins play in the Mud Bowls. And then, of course, here, this is football weather right here. We would be playing today. If the game were a home game and, it was at Raymond James Stadium, they would definitely be playing today. And of course, I know I heard that the governor of Louisiana now has put them into a state of emergency, which means they're on alert because Tropical Storm Sally, which is literally this direction of me or just little bit southwest of me, is out there in the Gulf. It continues to churn away, but we're getting those backward squall lines across the perimeter here. The rain has not gone any more than this. It's literally just like light little drops, but I love it because it's keeping me cool, right? Also, what's nice about it is if you're out here on the deck and you're enjoying it, whether you're inside and out, but the humidity and the moisture and the dropping of the moisture, it's keeping it kind of safe. It's actually literally like being in that fan. And I feel the cool air coming out of the deck here. They got the gate open for me here. But this bar, I'm going to show you this in one of my shots. Maybe we'll do our third. I think we have 3 shots Peter Blake and I were talking about now. We have a Cam Fan. We're going to have Joshua Cole Allen and Blake Anthony and Philip Schwegler. We're going to have second setup in here, full lighting, full setup. We're going to have everything you need to know, all your game breakdown. We're going to have all your players, any last-minute reports, anything game time. Look for our pregame show. Again, we'll get more specific. Peter and I were doing last. Oh, look who's here right now, Mr. Joshua Cole Allen. How are you, brother? I'm going to get him.
Guys, get down here. It's going to be a great day.
You know what? Give me a break for a second.
What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing today? Game day. Got a big showdown today. Bucs and Saints. I can't wait. Like Ray just said, if you're not going to go anywhere, come here because it's raining out. Granted, great specials, wings, drinks, food, giveaways. We got giveaways going on here all day. Let's get to some more comments. Excited to be out here. It's raining, so I just ran, so I'm a little out of breath. But Christopher Cole, I got a bold prediction. Bucs defense won't allow a TD. Wow, that is a bold prediction. I think the defense really steps up this today, but it's going to be interesting. Let me catch my breath. Whew. Anyways, I'm excited. Yeah, like you said, the deck, bar, and grill at Isla. Join us for a watch party. It's more than just a watch party because we're going to be watching the game, but we're going to be doing a pregame show, halftime show, postgame show. You guys are more than welcome if you're here to come on, hop on, talk sports with us, talk Bucs with us. Fantasy football is going on. So make sure you guys get out here because it's going to be a great time. I'm excited. I can't wait to give you guys my predictions on the game and everything. It's possible. I would love that, brother. Hey, from Scotland, go Bucs. Can't wait for a Gronk spike in the end zone. Fire them cannons. That's right, Wayne. Thanks from Scotland all the way across the pond. Excited to have you guys here watching with us, hanging with us. It's going to be a great time. Let's go some more comments. Me store big game today for Get Live 45. Got to stop that slant. That's right. Get Live Stables. Let's go. Big Devin White. Excited, man. I'm so pumped up. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait till kickoff today. Even the 1 o'clock games. Just football's back. It's football Sunday, baby. I am stoked. Go Saints, who dat? Yeah, whatever, Jason. Get out of here. We ain't going to talk like that. Jason Dog, good luck today. Good luck to everyone. Thank you. Glad CBA Tampa native. Let's go, Bucs. Let's go. We got Tom Brady out there getting the troops fired up. It's going to be great. Glad to be a Tampa native. Let's go, Book. She means Bucs. I think she messed up a couple times. There we go. Third time's the charm. Glad to be a Tampa native. Let's go, Bucs. Thanks, Jonathan. Let's see. Jason Williams with that trash on the screen. Sorry about that. Rex Ryan hates Brady. He said Breeze is going to light us up today, and Brady won't have a good day today. Good. Put that out there because Tom is the master of taking all these things that negative people say, and you're too old, you can't do it. Putting them up, using them as motivation. So he's gonna get that motivation going and rile up the troops. Dave Searles, Bucs 33, Aints 27. They're gonna be putting those paper bags over their head after today, that's for sure. Justin Watson. Is that real Justin Watson? We got Justin Watson on here. Go Bucks, F the Saints. I don't know. Misador, every fan unless you cheer for the Jags. Poor Jaguars. Rex Ryan is an A-clown. He is. Definitely for sure. What up, Ray? Game day, baby. What up, Ray? We got a shout out for you. Hey, this is the first thing that Jason Williams has said that makes sense. This should be a great game. Niners. I'm late to the party, so I don't know what that. You guys are probably talking about something. Niners Bengals. Yeah, there you go. 85. No, 85 was Pat's Bears. The refrigerator. Did you know that a silver dollar can fit in between the through the fridge's Super Bowl ring? Fun fact for you. That's like huge, guys. You can fit through the Super Bowl ring. That's how big it is. That's crazy. Fun fact. Kevin Pruitt and the defense is not only back together, they're improved with a guy like Antoine Winfield, who's as a second-round pick rookie. He's making his first start today. I have a bold prediction that I'm going to throw up later on the show, so make sure you guys tease it. I'm just teasing over here, so make sure you guys get here. I'm excited for the running game. Yeah, running game's got tons of questions on that too. We know Ronald Jones is probably getting the start, but does he stick with it? Does Fournette take over? What about Shady? Does he get catches out of the backfield? It's going to be very interesting to see how that all plays out. Happy DeMar Dotson is gone. Well, I mean, we got Trishan Wirfs. Guy's an athletic freak. Can jump out of a super swimming pool. So, absolutely. Wish him the best in Denver, but Brady was never going to the Bears. Bad O-line and no tight end. I agree. But you know what? They put their name in the hat. That's all they can do. Same thing. Colts looked at it for a second. The real crazy news is the Saints looked at it. I don't know if Ray touched on that, but before Breeze committed to coming back, the Saints made the call and said, "Hey, just in case Brady doesn't come back, what's the deal? Breeze doesn't come back. What's the deal?" 10 tight ends, actually. Yeah, the Bears, they have like 10 tight ends. None of them are good. Well, we'll see. The story's still out on some of them. Jason Dahl, I think we shock a lot of NFL today, but we know better. Yeah, you got to, keep your expectations realistic, but also it's a new day in Tampa Bay. It's also a rainy day in Tampa Bay. But, I think it's going to be great. Jason Williams, okay, but no good tight ends. No good tight ends, correct. Lost my place here in these comments. Hey, Johnny Dean, good morning. What's up, Johnny Dean? Hello, Stun. I'm very excited today. What's up, Stun? Stun. Jason Williams and Brady went to the Chargers, who the Buccaneers have at quarterback. They probably would have brought Jameis Winston back, or they would have made a more aggressive offer for Teddy Bridgewater. One of those two are likely the scenarios. We'll never know because the GOAT's here, so who cares? Good morning, family. Let's go, Bucks. Yeah, absolutely, Yaj. Make sure you bring your passion today. Peter's going to be looking for that. This game will be historic. I don't know if I'd call it historic, but I mean, I guess anytime you have Brady and Breeze matching up together, the legends that they are, the Hall of Famers that they are, it's a historic matchup. We'll see. I was expecting a little more shoddy play on Thursday, so we'll see if everyone's ready to go. I don't know, though. It's a wait and see. It's a wait and see thing, and we don't have long to wait, so I'm excited about that. Patrick Miller never felt so confident pre-snap week 1. Absolutely. I see Scooter having a good game today. Silent missile. Scooter's going to be all over the field. It looks like Evans is going to go. Whether he's a decoy, whether he's on a snap count, it will be seen. I'm not a fantasy expert. If you want a fantasy expert, make sure you tune in my show, Friday Night Fantasy, every Friday. But I wouldn't go with Mike Evans today. I could be wrong. He could blow up. And if he does, don't listen. It's not my fault. So Brady needs to throw in a 200 today, run, focus, attack to keep the Saints offense off the field. I agree. I mean, that's something that you definitely want to see is that keeping that Saints defense on the field as long as you can to wear them out. They're missing a huge starter today in Marcus Davenport. So that works in the Buccaneers' favor completely. So LFG, it's football Sunday. Let's go! I'll give you a little Tom Brady right there. I'm watching game in her Edinburgh. Go Bucks. Gronk spike. Awesome. I don't know where Edinburgh is, but that's, watch from everywhere. Make sure you're watching the pre, post, and half game as well. Tight ends need to attack the Saints' weak linebacker core. I agree. The tight ends and the running backs out of the backfield, attack those weak linebacking core. That's where their biggest weakness is, probably, and on the line where Marcus Davenport's not going to be. So I would definitely check that. Agree, run focus, definitely. I definitely agree with that. I'm excited about the offense and the defense, but more so with a running game, we can become dangerously efficient and leads to a huge setup for the passing. Absolutely. The running game sets up the passing game, and the passing game sets up the running game. If your passing game is efficient, there will be less defenders in the box. You want to use that running game, though, to set up the play action, something that Tom Brady is great at. It's going to be so much fun and interesting to see, and we're less than, 6 hours away from kickoff? I can't wait. And eating the clock. Yeah, chew that clock down, too. Game day? Absolutely. Look for slants to Scotty. I hope so. Good morning, Jason Dahl. Good morning, everybody. Game plans has to be run the ball first, play shot down the field. Yeah, absolutely. Stun Joshua. Josh the man. Let's go Bucks. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all the love. Josh is across the pond like he's Canadian. LOL, love it. Hey, what's that, Ola Boot? Anju, hey? Brady went to the Chargers. We would sign Cam. I mean, the possibilities are endless. The fun thing is we don't have to even think about that because guess what? Brady's in that red and pewter, baby. Have I mentioned the Texans suck? Yeah, you have multiple times, especially, off air. Bucks 42, Saints 24, fire them cannons. I don't have the fire cannon thing, but I'll give you a how about that? I'm pumped up, guys. I couldn't sleep last night. I had to double up on the melatonin so I could pass out. I was so amped up and ready to go and ready to bring you guys this content and ready to watch this game. Been a Bucks fan so long, about time to get happy for football. Absolutely, and keep that positivity. Latest news on Mike Evans, I just went over that. It looks like he is going to play. He might be on a snap count, pitch count, uses primarily as a decoy. But really, that's just rumblings that are coming out. Look for the injury report. It should be coming out within the next 15 to 20 minutes, I believe, at least for the 1 o'clock games. And we'll know by then. If you have them in fantasy, just make sure you have a backup plan for the other 4 o'clock games. And also, we're lucky there's 2 Monday night games. So Sunday, the 2 Monday night games, and the other 4 o'clock game. Make sure you have a backup plan there. Finish up these comments, and I'm going to get another guy on here. Hi, Bucks Report. What's up, Eric? How you doing? Good morning to you as well. Let's go. Game day. Let's go. Bucks, says Tyler. Patrick Miller, OJ is going to have a big game with Gronk being the focus. It's going to be interesting to see how they use it. When they go 12 personnel, if they go 13 personnel, it's going to be so interesting to see how there's so many wrinkles for this offense to use as a game plan. And there's so many players for other teams that usually you can say, all right, let's take this guy away and let's take this guy away and focus on everybody. You can't do that with this team. And it's going to be interesting how they employ everybody. I don't know, but the Texans do suck. Rojo 130 yards for 2 TDs. That's a bold prediction. That is a bold prediction right there. Just a reminder, we could have went to the playoffs and Matt Gay hit field goal. Hey, listen to me, guys. 2019, 2018, 2017. Forget everything up until 2002. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new era. Tom Brady is in here, Tampa Bay. He's going to lead this team to great success. And not only just while he's here, but going forward, he's laying a foundation down for other teams and younger players to carry over of hard work, determination, motivation, one game at a time. Everyone wants to talk about Super Bowl, but they obviously it's in the back of their mind, but it's one game at a time, one step at a time. Forget everything else. Dive right in. Even if they lose this week, it's going to be a great season. Rex Ryan always got lit up by Brady, and Brady's going to eat. Oh, hold on. Brady's going to eat that clock. Something going on here. Okay, with that being said, let's bring on the man himself, sitting way up there in the bleachers. I think he brought his binoculars today. I'm not sure, but here he is. Rick Honey Hughes live from the cheap seats. And we also got the Canadian big board. Oh, and we lost the Canadian big board, Andrew Faubert. He was on there for a second. I don't know what happened to him. Come back if you want.
You scared him off.
But Rick, what are you thinking, man? I'm so excited. It's game day.
Let's do this thing.
Fire the cannons. Tell the Saints to walk the plank. Let's go.
Do this thing. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am. I am so jacked up. I mean, this is. I cracked up when you said you had to double up on the melatonin. I literally did that last night.
Well, we were talking in the group chat last night. It was like 10:30. I'm like, all right, boys, I gotta go to bed. Got a long day.
Yeah,
I'm on there like 11:30. I'm like,
I know you're still talking. You're still talking. Still making comments. Still going back and forth. It's like, yeah,
I couldn't fall asleep. I was so excited. I was like a kid on Christmas Day. You know.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. You know, and Andrew Faubert, North Sports, who was just on here and then disappeared. He made a great point this morning. I love this point. For anybody who's looking at this and going right now, everybody who's scared about oh no, the Saints, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. That's all true and that's all real. But I want you to think about something. Think about this. What if Tom Brady was right now the quarterback of the Saints and the Buccaneers had Jameis Winston? Everybody would be thinking, oh God, this is not even going to be close, right? So what you've got, Andrew Faubert was dead on the mark when he said this. I think, look at it fairly. Right now, Drew Brees has shown a whole lot more decline than Tom Brady has. There's a lot more struggles that they got going on in New Orleans. This is a game to be jacked up about.
Yes, sir.
You cannot catch somebody at a better time than the Buccaneers are catching the Saints. Right off the Kamara problems. Right off all the, you've got an injury on their defensive line. You've got the line. Yes, their linebackers are not great. What are Tom Brady's strengths? Using running backs and using tight ends. It lines up perfectly. No fans in the stands. No opt-outs. Everything has converged on today. I just put out an article today saying the Buccaneers had the best offseason in the history, which is now over 100 years, in the history of the NFL. And I dare you to point out a better one.
Yeah, it's tough to argue that point because, you look at who they brought in, who they signed. Not only that, their draft. I think with all the hype around everything else with Tom Brady, Gronk, Leonard Fournette, people forget about how successful this draft. You got 1-2 starters right off the bat.
Yep.
You look like you have a serviceable a serviceable defensive lineman there, and Khalil Davis is going to be in pressure situations, third down, the speed and the quick twitch ability of him. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see on Keyshawn Vaughn and Tyler Johnson. But yeah, between everything, it looks great. We actually got the big board back. We're going to
Here we go.
Andrew Faubert, big board from North Sports, part of this Buck Support family. What's going on, my man? Talk to us. Andrew Faubert. Paging Andrew Faubert.
I think this is what you call lurking.
Yeah, he's just lurking. I think he's just maybe trying to lift. Oh, we
can
got
you
him.
hear me?
Now we can.
We can hear you now.
Geez.
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm sorry. There's only so much internet apparently to go around here in Canada. So,
what's that all about?
Oh man, it's Buccaneers game day. Oh, I cannot wait, gentlemen. How are you boys doing today?
Yeah, I'm all right. No, my God, this is a good day.
I'm kind of fine.
Right.
I'm just
Right.
look up. No, woo! Let's go, baby. Let's go. Look at that. He's too old. He's the first time he's been an underdog since 2015 against week 2 against the Buffalo Bills. He's gonna use all this stuff as motivation. And I actually have a special treat for you guys right now. Without further ado, let me add to this stream the dude.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, BucksReport.com, the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla, Auction of Champions, 320solar.com, and yes, you too, MyCannabisCard.com. We would like to proudly present to you the 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady at quarterback, taking the field today at 425. If you're not down at the deck, you're not down with the Bucks. Get down to the deck. Food specials, drink specials, the beautiful men you see on screen there. Beautiful view. But hey, real quick, I don't care if the other teams were interested in Tom Brady. I would venture to say 15 to 20 of the teams were interested in Tom Brady. What I do care about is Tom Brady, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are now in the Big Easy, about to get real greasy with the New Orleans Saints. So listen, Everybody watching, don't be shy. Jump on those comments. Drop your predictions. Give a shout out. And if you're in the area, get to the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol. Best beach, sports, bar, and restaurant around, no doubt. Look at the view behind Joshua. Beautiful water, beautiful weather, little rainy, but a pirate never goes home in a storm. He just plows forward and he fires the cannons. Now, everybody, he hasn't made it there yet, but I heard rumors that there's a certain gentleman named Peter H. Blake, who's about to make his appearance at the Deck Bar and Grill. That said, the dude just wanted to jump in and say, it's game time. It's game day. Woo. We've all waited all this time. The debut of the uniforms. Brady, Gronk, Shady, holy crap, Leonard Fournette, and all the returning cast members from last year, aside from a certain few. Bruce Arians, the hat, the mask, whatever you want to call them. Guys, right now, I am sitting here looking at the clock saying we got 4.5, 5.5 hours.
The longest 5.5 hours ever.
And I don't know about you, but I am sitting here with a chub. That said, hey, great job so far, guys. Hey, in case you didn't know, we have Joshua Cole Allen from the Deck Bar and Grill over there from Atlanta. Live from the cheap seats, Rick Hughes. If you notice in that bottom right-hand corner, that is the beauty of North Sports, Andrew Faubert. Live from Canada. So, that said, everybody, buckle your seatbelts, strap your children in, put your trays in upright position. The ship is launched. We're on our way. As the hashtag from Mr. Tom Brady says, LFG.
Woo! There you have it. The dude abides. LFG, guys. LFG. It is game day. It is time. We are going. We are live. We'll be live very shortly here. What is it, 11 o'clock? We'll be back up and live soon. We're going to finish up some of these comments, and then we're going to hop off here. Unless bacon has Andrew's tongue. Always, unless Ray wants to go. I gotta pack my stuff, bring it up, set up my setup. We're gonna do it, guys. You want to hop back on here, Ray? We got about 6 minutes left until here we go. We're bringing back Ray Kennedy live back on the deck.
Ray.
So Peter is going to be at the toll booth and call us, and we'll go out and help carry some stuff in. All right, brother. Hey, Rick, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, who do we? Oh, is that Andrew Faubert in there?
You know definitely who it is. How you doing, buddy?
I am good, brother. Thanks for the kind words earlier, Andrew.
Oh, anytime, buddy. I love when I'm, not at work and I can actually sit and enjoy a cup of coffee, but being at work right now and I still get to enjoy my cup of Ray in the morning. It's a great time.
Just a reminder, you mentioned Cup of Ray. Cup of Ray is powered by 320 Solar. I've mentioned that a few times. Again, I've got a sponsor now. I don't know if you all heard about this. I don't know if you all heard. I don't know if you heard about this while you were away. You get that one too, Rick?
Yep.
I know your sponsor very well. Don't you worry.
Woo. Hey, so there was a couple things I wanted to cover here real quick. I wanted to say this. Give me 1 second here, guys, because I got it saved. I had it saved in my notes, and then it closed on me because I was running around here.
While you're looking, I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead, Mr. Rick.
I gotta say this. Tom Brady is starting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let me say that one more time. Tom Brady is starting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now I want to flash back 6 months.
Shut the front door.
We were talking about, oh God, not another interception. Was it his fault this time, or was it not his fault this time? Now we have to debate this over and over and over for hours. Then there was the excitement. Remember the excitement over new uniforms? How long ago does that seem like?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even remember that, Rick.
Yeah, and then
way too long.
Right, and then came, maybe Tom Brady will come, maybe he won't come. I don't know. Here in the back and forth. No, he's never going to come to Tampa. Stuff like that doesn't happen. Boom, Brady.
So let me
Tampa. I mean, think of the progression over 6 months, and it's all, baby, it's game day.
You know what's funny, Rick, is that all that stuff happened. But if you think about it, I mean, we knew the uniforms are coming down the line. But Tom was like the first part, like mid-March, right? Even before literally the week of, and I hate to use the comparison, but it was the week of COVID-19 where the entire world shut down. And, you know, one of the reasons why we've gotten so, and we're so glad to see all these sports coming back and things getting back to a state, or at least a little bit of a state of normalcy, but it's opening day. And we've got Tom friggin' Brady, who's trying to become only the second quarterback ever to win two Super Bowls with two different NFL teams. Guys, who's the other one?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, right?
Tom Brady is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback. I'm going to keep doing that. I think that's going to be my thing today. I'm just going to keep hopping in and saying those words.
I'm pinching myself. And also, you know, even talking about, we slipped in there, and that was a little bit of a soothing, a sore soother, was the match for a cause with Tom Brady and Peyton down there with Tiger and Phil Mickelson. That was just a great thing, and they raised good money for the COVID-19 relief. So yeah, Rick, you start to look at so many things that have happened here, and so you wonder why we're why we're all, Andrew, you, Rick, Nitro, Nick Citro, right? Our data analyst guy, Dr. Nick. And I get here to the deck, and we're all in the comment. I heard you, Rick, and then I heard Andrew was in there, but all of a sudden I hear Rick, and I hear Nick's voice, Nick Citro, Nitro Nick. Nick is never awake at that time of the morning.
Millennials.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I got the dudes in here. You mind if I bring in the dude for a comment?
Bring him back.
All right. You still there, dude?
Hey, I just want to point out, Tom Brady is the starting quarterback for the Bucks. Okay. Why isn't everybody like running around screaming? Okay?
Because I'm here. Because I'm here. He's ending this show. I'm about to wear a path in my living room. I'm so excited.
Hey guys, hey dude, hold on one second. I'm gonna throw this in there right now because you guys know I've already predicted 16-0, and it's not because, but so many things have aligned, so many stars have aligned. But do you guys see that nice little pond here beside me that connects to the Gulf of Mexico somehow here at the deck at Isla del Sol? When we win our 16th game, I'm not even talking about when we win the Super Bowl. When we win the 16th game of this season, I'm going to jump in that pond right behind it. I'm going to do it live.
Ray, if you're right,
you'll be here.
I will fly down and jump in that pond with
brother.
you.
We'll do it. You like a caddy, the golfer. Andrew, all right. We got the whole crew coming down.
If the Buccaneers went 16-0, consider my flight down there.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've got some expert game analysis on how it's going to go for the Saints today. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
All right. The Saints' offensive production and defensive performance is going to go down, keep going down, still going down, not up, not up, down, down some more, and down again. Why? We're talking about Tom Brady. We're talking about Gronkowski. The offense is stacked. It's literally a fantasy team on offense.
Yeah.
But nobody's talking about that front seven of the Buccaneers and how they literally kept everybody except for Nassib, Naboo, whoever he is. And realize, everybody, that defensive backfield, the last 3-4 games of the season really started coming into their own. Now you get to this season, one more offseason in the Todd Bowles system for all that entire defense, but that defensive back unit, just so we're clear, they were all coming together and gelling and playing at some of the highest level in the league at the end of the season. And now we draft a ball-hawking, hard-hitting, playmaking safety in Antoine Winfield Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, the Buccaneers offense is going to be something you haven't seen in quite a while. Yes, we have a quarterback that can not only check down, but check the ball down to the right person's hands. But what we also have is, and hold on to your seat, bold prediction coming through. You're not looking at just the number one run defense and a good pass defense. Ladies and gentlemen, the Buccaneers defense will finish the NFL season in the top 10 ranking in both categories.
Number one overall. I'm saying number one overall. I'm sorry. Because that offense, the way they're going to control that ball and the other teams are going to play from behind, and you put that, again, with that front seven dude and with that ball hawking, gelling back secondary, I won't be sad if they come in like third overall or fifth overall, because it still means we're going long into the playoffs. But I think this team has the potential, if they show up and lean in, to go number one overall defense.
Well, this defense this is going to be fun, and the Saints are going to try to keep the offense off the field by running the ball. And what is the strength of the Buccaneers?
Stopping the run.
Stopping the run. So, dude, I understand why you're sitting there. I'll just say in the state you said you're in.
Well, okay. First of all, I am in the state of Florida, but I am also in a state of delirium. Why? Because again, I'm looking around at all the Bucs fans. Why aren't you running around screaming at the top of your lungs? Tom Brady's your quarterback. You've got 2 of the top 10 wide receivers in the league. You have literally the 2 biggest name free agent running backs who were signed by the Buccaneers. You have Ronald Jones, who looks to be recommitted to the position and actually maybe opened the playbook and read it. You've got the number 1 draft pick right tackle, Tristan Wirfs, who can literally jump out of a freaking pool. And that's just the offense. Now, the one thing I'm concerned about is the kicking game got happier by getting rid of Gay. See what I did there? Hopefully our kicker doesn't suck it up, if I can say that. Bazinga. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the Deck Bar and Grill Isla del Sol, real quick to get to. Jump off of I-275 on the Pinellas Bayway. You'll see it right there as you're on your way to the beautiful St. Pete Beach and Don Cesar. Stop in, prize giveaways, food special, drink special, great staff, great owners, and of course, the best Buccaneers media outlet on the net. Bucs Report will be in the house this game day and every game day. And here's what's funny. Past couple years, we're like, hey, we're going to be here all the way doing these live remotes till week 17. We will see you for the playoffs. Why?
Whoa!
Because Tom Brady is your quarterback, and the Saints are going down, not up, down some more, still not up, and they're going down. Now, before we get any farther, the fake noise at the Astrodome or Superdome or Mercedes Dome or the Saints Dome, or I like to refer to it, the Den of Doom.
The aluminum echo chamber.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. It's basically like, when you take a beer can and it's empty and you step on it and crush it? There you go. That's that stadium.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be a great day today. It's a great day for Bucs Report. Great day for the Deck Bar and Grill. Great day for 320solar.com and all of our advertisers. I'll say this. Went to bed at 4 a.m., woke up at 8 a.m., and I feel a Buccaneers victory. 38-35, game-winning drive by the GOAT. Oh, wait, that was a sheep. By the GOAT, Tom Brady, who, in case you haven't heard,
I like him
is the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, hey, nothing but love, Ray. Do me a favor. Make sure Peter gets some vegetables in his system today.
Yes, he's committed.
In his omelet.
A vegetable omelet. He's committed. It's not happening today, but he's committed to it.
Oh, trust me when I tell you, Peter's not listening right now. We have a certain member of Bucs Report who's a chef, right?
Yes, we do.
And he is working right now, and he is leaving the restaurant, and guess what he's bringing Peter?
Now,
Nice.
Peter might be listening.
No.
He just arrived here. He's not on site yet, but he just arrived here. So we'll keep down. Hey, guys, I know you're getting ready to leave, dude. So if you got to leave, go ahead. But I want to be a little bit Debbie Downer here. I was looking at, again, I was talking about this is Leonard Fournette's first return back to the dome that he's never played in yet, coming from New Orleans there. But the Saints have gone 43 games in a row without allowing a 100-yard rusher. So let's say of 3, because maybe Shady gets in there and the coach goes with the hot hand. Rojo, Shady, and Leonard Fournette. Who's your 100-yard back? The Bucs go ahead and break that 43 game streak today against those Saints.
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to. You'll see, just like the Saints are not going to run. They're not going to rush for a lot of yards. but you're going to see a lot of receiving out of the backfield. I think the Buccaneers are going to do the same thing. You may have a back who receives for 100 yards. That wouldn't shock me at all.
Not at all. Andrew, anybody got someone breaking 100 against those Saints?
I don't. As you can see, combined, the three guys rushing for 150 combined. But I mean, it would take a lot in order for that to happen. Or you're going to have to feed Fournette 25 times and him get 3.5 to 4 every carry in order for that to happen today. But all three running backs combined, I can see going for 150 today for sure.
Wow. How about you, dude? You see anybody doing maybe 100?
Well, I'm sitting here looking at the glowing, lovely face of Rick Hughes and the white round orb that is Andrew Faubert. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to point out a couple things. How many times did Ronald Jones break a 50-plus yard run last year only be called back by a penalty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette, I believe, is tied for the longest run in NFL history.
90 yards, right?
Okay. LeSean McCoy, while I don't see him getting a whole lot of actual handoffs, that little quick fling the ball to the side out of the backfield sometimes ends up being a run play because the ball traveled backwards. So the beauty is I don't think the Buccaneers are going to be an air-out offense like we saw with Jameis Winston where we throw the ball down the field every damn play. So
Every damn play.
I see 30 to 35 rushes for this team. The back that has the best chance, in my opinion, to get a 100-yard game is going to be Ronald Jones because of the breakout speed.
Yes.
But I'll make a prediction on the overall rushing. I'm going to say 32 attempts for 187 yards.
Oh, I like it. We get that. And we have that in our number one against.
I'll take it one further step. 14 carries for Rojo, 11 for Fournette, 4 for McCoy.
Like it. But you guys don't. I just think that. And again, I want to see Rojo catch that flare or that pass out of the backfield to get the confidence. I want to start seeing him become that second round pick that the Bucs took. But I do think that a team like this, if everybody plays good soldier, I think that Leonard Fournette's return back to Louisiana in a Superdome, I think that they feed him the pill a little bit more. And if he's not the hot hand, he's not the hot hand. But I think Rojo's a team player enough to understand that that's maybe the way the team goes.
Hey, before I get out of here, Ray,
look who's over here.
Peter.
Before I get out of here, so I can let you guys finish this beautiful show, Ray, I got a question for you.
It was beautiful until just then.
Well, you know, hold
on a minute.
The man.
Well, good morning to you guys. How you doing? I'm your not Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. They've been doing a great job today. What's going on, guys? Happy game day.
How exciting is this? Hey, Tom Brady's the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm just saying, I was going in here, and I'm probably going to use this intro again. I got to use it, but I was listening to Godsmack, and that song
Yes.
Rise came on, and I'm wondering today, guys, which legend is going to rise? Is it going to be Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints, or, of course, Tom Brady with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Box.
This is awesome. This is awesome. Peter, I was just bringing this up, Peter. 6 months ago, we were excited about, oh boy, we're going to get new uniforms. How long ago does that seem like?
Right.
I mean, holy cow. One more time. Tom Brady is the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Sounds so great.
Oh.
It's absolutely amazing, and the reason why I wore white today, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be wearing white 9 times this year, 3 red and 3 pewter, if you guys wanted to know. I know you guys wanted to know, but great job by the Bucs Report staff here. Rick Hughes from the Cheap Seats debuting his new show tonight. Of course, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, Joshua Cole Allen on the Audible show, the Fantasy show, The Dude, as always, abiding. Andrew Faubert, the big board. Philip Schwegler, one of the best chefs out there, will be joining us, one of the original Bucs Report guys. You have Blake Anthony, so we are ready to go. I'm going to give this back to Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. We're going to set up. We're going to have multiple shots here, social distancing. We're going to try to get some fans. No matter what happens here, Bucs Report and the evolution of Sports Talk Television will be here for you during game days, pre, half, and post-game editions at the Deck Bar and Grill in Isla, and of course, powered by 320solar.com. So I tell you what, I'm going to give it back over to Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, guys. Good morning and happy
Peter,
Yeah.
before you go, you let these fans know about that passion. Tell them, Peter.
Well, you know, we say 3 things on the sports web, and here they are. Write them down if you don't know, if you're just joining us. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Here's Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Take it away, my friend.
Round of applause for the man, the myth, the legend himself, ladies and gentlemen.
You talk about bringing in the heat for middle relief. I got Joshua Cole Allen coming in to shut down the entire opposing offense, and then you bring in the closer. I mean, how can you beat that lineup?
Man, it would be like if you had Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, and Cy Young all being part of the Boston Red Sox in 1909, my friend.
Wow. Leave it to the Canadian guy to throw in the awesome reference. And you know, guys, if you guys don't mind, I think I'm going to shut this show down because
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Oh no, I do my sign off though, dude. But
We can't shut it down until I ask Ray one question.
I go,
Uh-oh.
please. I feel something bad coming on.
Hey, Ray, here's the game scenario. Buccaneers are down by 5. They're at the 1-yard line, ready to punch it in. It's 4th down. There's 2 seconds left on the clock. What formation do you run?
Jumbo package. You know I love the jumbo package, guys. So again, thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. Rick, Andrew, the dude. What I'm going to do is I want to get off of this broadcast and for everyone out there watching. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our game day broadcast. So hopefully we're back on the air within 30 minutes, tight 30, if not sooner. And then we might just be on all afternoon. It's electric out here at the Deck Bar and Grill. So if you're in the area and join us, and Rick, you're going to join us over on the show?
I will not be here in the lovely confines of the cheap seats, but yes, I will be hopping in for just a little bit. I got one message before I go.
Please.
One message for the New Orleans Saints. Come on now.
Walk the plank.
Hey guys, make the Saints walk the plank.
That's right.
Throw
All right,
them in
you guys.
buffet. All right, Rick, we'll see you over there, my friend. And again, Rick, tonight, the inaugural show of
right after the post-game
Mr.
show.
Rick
Come on,
Hughes.
hang out. Let's talk.
Like
Come
usual,
on tonight.
Bucks Report has you covered wire to wire. Thank you so much, Rick.
You got it. Have a good one.
How about you, Andrew? Are you going to be able to join us later on?
Oh, my friend, I have definitely persuaded everybody at work to let me go early, so I will be home for the Bucks game, and I will be available all day for any analysis, statistics, or just plain old fun that you gentlemen need.
Awesome, brother. We'll want to get a look at the big board if you got to do any game analysis on the game today. Of course, everybody knows about Andrew Big Board Faubert. We love having you, Andrew. Thanks again for joining me today, brother.
Anytime, Ray. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. And again, guys, thanks to all the staff down here at the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol. Thanks to 320solar.com. Thank you for joining me for my Sunday morning cup of Ray. Of course, you guys know how I always end this. Everybody needs to know that somebody cares. And on Buccaneer game day, opening day weekend at New Orleans, why don't you be the one to let them know? For Cup of Ray, I'm Ray Kennedy saying thank you for joining me, and we'll see you over on our live show, the pregame show, here on the Bucks Report. Thank you.